Hi, so this is the contract, smart contract I have written for the domain, WIS domain service. So I'll show you in Remix Ideal how it works. First, you need to declare your version of Solidity to compiler so that it can compile on that basis. I have imported two files from Open Zeppelin contracts. Basically, one is ERC721 URE storage. This is basically used to create NFTs, non-fungible tokens. If you want to create non-fungible tokens in Solidity, you have to use this interface. Second is the counter. Counters is used to create count basically it will increment. You can increment it, you can get the current value, you can write your own logic as well, but since already library is present, so I use that one. Hard hat console.sol is used for using console.sol. Basically, if you want to print something in console, you can use that. So my contract name is domain. I am inheriting this ERC721 URE storage token. I am applying counters from Open Zeppelin contracts, counters.counter, and I am declaring a private variable called token ID. Now, token ID will be the type of counters.counter. Token ID will be used to maintain the records of all the domain which will be created, so that retrieving of these domains will be very easy. I have created a mapping of string to address called domains. So basically it will take the name of the domain and connect it to the address of the owner. I have created a struct called record, which will have all the information of our ID card. Bio struct start will be the time it is created, which will be our block stamp time. Unit period will be the amount of time it will be there. Then string Twitter will be your Twitter handle, and token ID will be the current token ID. TLD will be the predetermined domain name. I am not using this anywhere, but you can do that. Like, you can give TLD as suppose .e, then each and every ID card domain name will have .e. I am again creating a mapping of address to the record. So basically we will know how each address will have how many records. Okay, this being done, then there is a constructor to get the ELD. It should be a payable one, because we want to get money to create our records. I named it with Web3 identity service WIS. Then I created a function called price. It will give you the detail of the price you have to pay for the card you have designed. Suppose I have given with the basis of name length. If the name length, first it should check whether the name length is not equal to 0. Then it will check the length. If it is less than or equal to 3, you have to pay only 5 matrix, but if it is greater than 4, you have to pay 6 matrix. Then there is a function called register. In register you have to send two things. First is the name of the domain, and second, okay, one thing is wrong here. Okay. So you have to send two things. First is the name and second is the token URI. Okay. Okay. It will check whether the price which we have mentioned, whether the price of the name and the value you are sending is same or not. If it is not, it will throw an error saying it not enough mathematic is sent. Then I'll just put I'll create a new variable called current token ID and add my current token ID value. Then underscore mint is a inbuilt function in ERC721 URI storage token. So you can, using this function, you can actually mint your ID card. So in that you have to send the address who is minting it and the ID. Then it will create a space for it. Then there is another inbuilt method called set token URI. In this you need to send the token ID and the token URI you want to set. And in domain name, you, in this, for keeping our record, we will add the message, we will add the mapping of the name with the address. Okay. Next function is get address. This will be a view function which will return the address of the name you have called. So suppose first it will check that it should not be a empty string, and if it's not an empty string, it will send a name. And if it send a error, I have written a logic in front end to deal with that. This is to set records. Basically, you can it will take your name, biodata, period, and Twitter, and it will create a struct array called records, and this will be mapped with your the creator address, and token ID will be incremented. This is to get the record to the front end. So this is the basic domain Solidity contract I have written. Let's try to run this. Okay, I'll deploy this. It's deployed. Okay. So first I'll do is I'll create a one. So balance of owner of consumer symbol. Okay, sorry, I need to deploy this one. Okay, I'll write ETH. Okay, this is done. Okay, I'll do register, right? I'll write, why am I adding this? Owl. Token URI is school. Okay, what is the error I am getting? Not enough matic. Okay. So I have to send, I guess, 6.5 ether. Okay, let's check whether it is done or not. Get address owl. See, this is the address, and you can see the value is also deducted from this. Okay, let's set the record here. Name will be owl, bio will be owl, period will be 2, Twitter will be out. Okay, then we can get the get the records, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, let's check this. See, it is returning the records. String new int owl 7612 owl. So this is a very simple domain thing. There can be other functionalities as well, like what other functionalities I can add into this. I haven't written yet for the transfer of it because I am like placing it to OpenSea and I want them to handle, but I can do that here. There is one very important function I need to write is to transfer the money which is used to create the ID card to my own account. I have not written that. But beside these two functionalities, I think this domain Solidity will work. There can be one more logic I can add is that based on the time period also, like this NFT's address should be, become 0. Something like that I need to add. So these 2 to 3 functionalities I will add. But right now this is a very simple Solidity example which anybody can do and start working for the beginners.